Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on to the next session, or I may say the presentation. Now, a special presentation, Omnichannel Payment Experience for Next Generation Omnichannel Enterprise. Please welcome on stage Mr. Devang Nirala, MD and CEO, Atom Technologies.
Good evening. I can see payments is one thing which always people have said it's the least interesting in terms of as far as when you get into businesses. But as you look at the first slide out here, this is what is the shape of things to happen in India. And this is being shot actually at the Kumbh Mela at Nasik just a couple of days back. And this was an actual sadhu who has been given a prepaid card, which is the reality of life which we're living with right now. What I'm going to be talking about is optimizing the Omni payments, because last 2 days people have got a kind of overdose of talking about a whole lot of things in terms of Omni channel. They've heard about payment solutions. Whole lot of things has been discussed, debated, and everything. So I'd like to put up a different perspective in terms of what Omni channel is going to do and how Omni channel payments is going to change the overall perspective. But before I do that, I'd like to place a video out here which will give you a perspective in terms of things that are going to come in. This was one of the videos, basically it gave a highlight in terms of what to expect in 2015, 2016. We just give a 2-year highlight. But as you can see it did not essentially talk only about payments, but covering about a whole lot of other things that are going to impact the way you transact in an omni-channel world increasingly. As we see right now, I'm not sure a lot of people can see this, but if you look at, there's so many, a plethora of payment options that have come out. We can virtually call it a payment explosion or an implosion that has occurred in the last couple of years in India as well as globally. For example, if you look at global examples, a lot of Bitcoin and a whole lot of cryptocurrencies have stepped up. In India, we've seen emergence of wallets over the last 1 year, and a lot of people have been started using wallets and a whole lot of different technologies. Now, from an omni-channel or from a retailer perspective, how would this basically make a difference? So if you look at retail, how the state of retail is changing. When you look at retail, one of the fundamental forces that drive retail, one is basically you're talking about the store level sales. Second is in terms of the mobile or the mobile channels, in terms of how people are going and using mobile as an increasing channel for getting sales out there. Third is basically social, because social media and everything is driving the overall sales channel, the whole sales perspective on a different sphere. And finally, the field force, actually the guys who are going down and doing a whole lot of sales out there. What are retailers actually asking today? As we look at the trend, fundamentally we look at things like contactless, which is basically happening, which is transitioning across globally, where people are talking about, including things like Apple Pay, which is working on NFC. You're looking at Android Pay, which is going to work on NFC. Looking at refunds across channels, how do you get basically cost-effective data security? Because security is becoming one of the very key issues in terms of where people are looking at the whole lot of transactions. One of the key things, if you can read, should I worry about digital wallets? The whole lot of things is already there on the screen, but one of the key aspects globally, again, people are talking about wallets, not necessarily only in India, but when you look at wallets from an Indian context, people would confuse that with maybe a prepaid card, but that is not to be confused only with a prepaid card. Wherever you store the card, because your wallet is where you store your cards, and that is where it makes a fundamental difference. As this explains, the omni-channel experience, omni-channel retail systems are the future. We've spoken about, everybody last 2 days has spoken about how omni-channel, how things are changing in the omni-channel world. But there's a fundamental difference in terms of when we look at omni-channel, because people have confused often between a multi-channel and an omni-channel. There have been attempts yesterday been made to basically discuss about including omnichannel, what omnichannel defines. It's about creating a seamless consumer experience across the entire spectrum. We're talking about whether a consumer is going and shopping on the store, or the consumer is going and actually doing shopping across online, or they're doing on their mobile, or they're going and doing over maybe any other pay near me or a kind of a kiosk kind of a format. They would need to have a consistent experience. And that is where payments also, if they get transitioned into that, you look at a different kind of a payments experience, which is the omni-channel payments experience. This is where the overall building blocks of an omni-channel retail system, because just covering up the basics out here, again, this is something which I'm sure a lot of people who are in retail, they know about, and they are far more equipped to basically look at what all things and elements that go into that, right, in terms of getting a commerce platform right, getting the order management, getting an integrated CRM in place to be able to drive transactions. As you look at it, what is a new approach? When you look at payments, often they talk about card present and card not present. When you talk about card present, you are actually in front of a store and actually using a physical card and using that card to make a payment. When you're not present in front of the store to make a payment. And this is where the customer present transactions are changing right now. So there is a customer present and customer not present. So there's a new paradigm shift that is happening when you look at the payments, when you look at the omni-channel payments experience. Again, from that perspective, card present traditionally has been looked at the point of sale terminals, where you looked at going and using your terminals and using your cards to swipe at the terminals. Going into things like tokenized payments for card present transactions, tokenized payments, again for card not present, and e-commerce, basically where you looked at customer not present transaction and card not present, where the customer is essentially not present to do a transaction. There are various scenarios when you look at, again, coming to the overall landscape of omni-channel payments, how it is defining the overall world, because some time back I've spoken about the payment explosion. There are different channels, there are different modes of which people can do payments. There's several scenarios that can be exposed in terms of how people can do it. I'll just walk you through some of them, not the entire possibilities, because there could be multiple use cases that could be created for people to look at the omni-channel. So one of the cases out here is, for example, let's say a shopper registers, basically they register the card, they go down, registers online the card, they visit a store, product is not in store. If the product is not in store, the sales assistant goes and looks on a tablet, finds the thing on the store, and basically does a sale out there, and the card is basically charged when the goods are shipped. So within 24 hours, the goods are shipped to the customer, and the transaction goes through. On a similar note, on the other side, if the customer visits the store, again, doesn't find anything else, the sales assistant looks up the product online, finds the product online, and actually does the shopping. Same methodology wherein the card gets basically charged and the customer payment goes through. Two different experiences where a customer walked into the store and not found the product out there. One case where he or she has found the product out there in the store. It was there in some warehouse somewhere else, but not on the counter out there. And they were able to locate the stuff out there. And second case, the sales assistants by themselves had gone online and actually bought the stuff online. So this is again a descriptive of the way things would stand out. Scenario 2 is basically omni-channel single click, where a shopper purchases online, stored the card details. When you talk about a single click experience in terms of how the payment experience is going to be, the overall essence now is driven towards how fast can you have the customer check out. The checkout experience, wherever we were talking about, including the checkout experience in-store, where people are talking about queue busters out there. We're looking at online queue busters also, because again, the amount of time people start entering the card numbers, expiry, and other details, you don't want a consumer to spend that amount of time even online out there. So if you look at this kind of details, there are multiple, again, use cases here, wherein a customer goes in, walks in, stores the card online, downloads the app and registers, adds the goods to the baskets, and automatically gets charged because pays with a single click, just click, and basically a transaction goes through. Similar case, on the second note, visits the store. Instead of registering the card online, they're registering the card on the point of sale terminal, which is unheard of so far because everybody is looking at express checkout and a whole lot of different options. But when you look at this as a different mechanism, the login details are received by email. Again, the app is downloaded. You can download get the goods on add the goods to the basket, and the card is charged. Here is an example of the website wherein you're actually going and storing the card number. Same thing is going to be done on the point of sale terminal. Again, this happens in most of the online portals right now, which we are doing or which Atom is powering right now. Scenario number 3, I'll just run across on the scenario number 3, which is again the kiosk shopping, because we covered one is the store shopping, online shopping, third is the kiosk shopping, where a customer can actually go to the kiosk and look at a shopping on the kiosk. So we can work across multiple cases. So here you're tracking cross-channel. You have rewards program. When you look at cross-channel, you're actually talking about customer paying using the reward points or the loyalty points, and a combination of loyalty points as well as basically the currency out there. Express checkout is something which we have discussed earlier also. Again, once again, this comes back. So there are various use cases which have come across in terms of how payments can be handled. So I'll just skim through this slightly in a moment, which brings us to the thing about Atom. So this, when you look at the entire online omnichannel payments experience, it's more about the experience in terms of how you're going down and making the payments out there, creating a seamless experience in terms of customers, the way they can transact, whether they're doing it in the point of sale outlet, whether they're doing online, whether they're doing on the IVR, whether they're doing through a kiosk, whether they're doing any kind of a touch point, because the shopping channels, the touch points for shopping are keeping on growing up. As you look at the load, you're getting more and more partners out there. You see people actually going and creating a virtual store at outlets, and people actually going and shopping at those virtual store and virtual outlets, which is getting very key. And that is where which is making a fundamental difference. Talking about Atom, Atom is a leading payments technology that provides merchants with a single platform that accepts payments wherever people pay, which is what we're saying when you talk about omni-channel. We're talking about plethora of channels, every channel working across, right from basically point of sale to the, let's say, the mobile to the IVR, and creating a seamless experience. That is what Atom does. Offers standardized as well as customized solutions for covering all the payment needs. Processes more than 5 million transactions. We process more than 5 million transactions per month now, covering 1,200 crores across 20,000 merchants. That's our claim to fame in terms of what we've been doing, but essentially across all the channels. We're not only talking about a single channel, but we're talking about the entire spectrum of all the channels. Once again, I'll play a single video, small video, which gives you a highlight of the entire experience, how the omnichannel experience is panning out. I think this would give you a highlight in terms of the
Imagine
omnichannel
today's
experience.
typical trip to the store. That big, complex place where we go to get all the things we need to run our homes and take care of ourselves and our families. The store, that seems so impersonal, doesn't it? What if the store was personal? What if instead of the store, it was my store? The Smiths are cruising home from their quick dinner out. As they drive near their S-Mart, the localized signal from the store reaches Mom's smartphone. Mom's store recognizes her proximity and sends her an alert about the need to restock her laundry detergent soon. Dad says he also needs some paint, and Sophie wants to look for a new top. So they decide to stop and do the shopping before going home. As they enter, their S-Mart apps launch, giving them an option to check in. They receive an individualized greeting. The store has begun to transform into my store for each of them, as they feel welcomed, appreciated, and acknowledged. Mom heads off to get her detergent and other urgent items. Now the shopping list on her smartphone becomes more than just an electronic substitute for a slip of paper. As she moves through the store, her list reorders itself based on her location and automatically checks off items as she shops. As she approaches her favorite detergent, she is encouraged to consider a new laundry additive. She can use her phone to see a short video to help her decide if she wants to give it a try. As a result, Emily can make her decisions based on how the product suits her needs versus just another deal. Now she has some time back because her mission is over sooner than she planned. Maybe she will go browse for a new handbag. My Store makes Mom feel efficient, gives her ideas and news about new products. We find Dale seeking out the things he needs to paint the nightstand they found at the flea market. The shelf assistant screen recognizes him, flashes hello, and presents the current list of home projects he manages on his phone. Dale selects a project and chooses how he wants to be helped. A live expert describes his options so he can pick the right products. Dad makes his choices and Jorge handles his transaction right in the aisle. My Store offered clear solutions, inspired confidence, and enabled an informed decision. Sophie heads to the fitting room to try on her most promising find. The RFID tag triggers a display which brings up useful information to help her decide, transforming the fitting room into much more than just a room with a mirror. The display presents reviews and offers suggestions for outfits, even other colors on the top she is trying on. Sophie lets the associate know she needs a different size, right from the display. A confirmation text lets Sophie know the item will be brought to her, even if she leaves the department. Sophie likes the style so much that she wants to get a gray top, along with the white one. They're sold out in the store, giving her the option to get it from the distribution center. She logs in with her user ID and password, and the item is as good as in her closet. Claire is in the back room when she receives an alert to bring Sophie's item. She grabs the shirt and locates Sophie on her tablet. The store system alerts Claire that there is the need for some restocking near Sophie, so she grabs 3 orange shirts as well, before heading to give Sophie her item. She makes her way to Sophie, who has found a t-shirt for her boyfriend, and gives her the top. Sophie celebrates her successful trip, and Claire feels like she is the most efficient associate in the store. My Store has left Sophie feeling assisted, encouraged, and validated with her choices. Mom and Sophie link up at the checkout area, where they effortlessly pass through the payment area. Their items are identified and rung up in seconds, and Mom pays with her smartphone. What a great decision to stop on the way home. At home, Mom gets a follow-up message from S-Mart. Dad gets more info to help his technique, and Sophie gets a shipping confirmation.
So that's the payment experience we're talking about, complete omni-channel, right from the person the time the Smith walks into the store to getting out of the store and the checkout experience. And that's what ultimately omni-channel is all about. Just about a year back, somebody had written that omni-channel is already dead. But after 1 year, exactly now, people are talking about omni-channel coming back into force and back into life again. Thank you very much.